A Russian soldier moved across open terrain, completely exposed. Suddenly, he noticed a Ukrainian FPV drone tracking him. Panic set in as he realized there was nowhere to hide, no trenches, no forest cover, nothing. He tried to evade in multiple directions, but the drone was relentless. Every step he took, the drone adjusted, closing the distance with precision. His movements showed clear fear and desperation, yet he clutched his weapon tightly, refusing to surrender. This illustrates the immense psychological pressure these drones impose. Soldiers are forced to confront danger they cannot escape. Attempts to shoot down the drone failed, as its speed, maneuverability, and targeting made it nearly untouchable. Finally, after an extended chase, the FPV drone struck with pinpoint accuracy, leaving no room for error. This is modern warfare where technology dominates, and survival depends on far more than courage alone. A Russian soldier in open ground became the target of a Ukrainian loitering drone. He fired his weapon in an attempt to stop it, and even threw it toward the drone. Despite his efforts, the drone struck, and the soldier was ultimately neutralized. In the eastern part of Vosvagina village, Donetsk region, 2 Russian soldiers on motorcycles were advancing toward Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian drones had been tracking them, preparing to strike, but unexpectedly, the soldiers hit a mine before the drones could act. A lone Russian soldier was detected while moving through the Enrika area. When he stopped to rest under a tree, an FPV drone moved in to engage. The soldier was struck before he could realize what was happening. A Russian soldier moving alone in open terrain in the Toretsk region was detected by the 414th Strike UAV Brigade. Another pickup truck parked nearby suffered the same fate. Russian drones struck one by one, leaving nothing but wreckage and fire in their path. The sudden precision of the strikes left Ukrainian troops stunned and disoriented. In moments, the entire supply convoy was reduced to ashes. In the Pokrovsk direction, a lone Russian soldier was spotted. He carried no weapon, no equipment, most likely a deserter from the front. Realizing a drone was watching from above, he tried to run. After a long and desperate attempt to escape, exhaustion finally forced him to stop and rest. At that very moment, the drone released its payload directly onto him. What do you think about these drone strikes? Share your thoughts in the comments. A Russian soldier caught by a Ukrainian FPV drone found himself in a hopeless situation. No weapon, no cover, just an open road. He tried to escape with a few quick maneuvers. And for a moment, it seemed he might succeed, but the Ukrainian drone operator refused to give up. After a long chase, the soldier couldn't escape his fate. A fiber-optic FPV drone from Ukraine's 57th Motorized Rifle Brigade infiltrated a Russian position in a forest, locating and disabling an enemy vehicle. On its second run, the drone spotted a Russian soldier hiding behind a tree and swiftly neutralized him. A fiber-optic FPV drone from Ukraine's 57th Motorized Rifle Brigade infiltrated a Russian position in a forest, locating and disabling an enemy vehicle. On its second run, the drone spotted a Russian soldier hiding behind a tree and swiftly neutralized him. The Ukrainian Special Operations Forces (SOF) unit Ballista targeted a Russian military vehicle attempting to escape from an FPV drone. The panicked driver lost control and crashed, leaving the vehicle completely exposed. Within seconds, the drone struck its target with precision. Ukrainian fiber-optic FPV UAVs from the Signum Battalion successfully targeted Russian bunkers in the Lyman direction. These bunkers, carefully camouflaged and hidden deep in the forest, were systematically disabled one by one. Ukrainian forces conducted extensive reconnaissance operations to locate the bunkers, ensuring that no Russian stronghold remained undetected. The strikes undermined Russian morale and created a disadvantage for their forces on the front lines. The Ukrainian Adama unit demonstrated once again that frontline control cannot be assessed solely through geolocated imagery and visual flags. Russian forces attempted to create the illusion of control by planting their flag in the gray zone using a drone. However, this effort was short-lived, as Ukrainian defenders immediately removed the flag with an FPV drone strike. Russian soldiers attempted to hide their motorcycles before the attack began, but the drone operator of the 128th Motorized Rifle Brigade struck first, disabling the vehicles and preventing a potential assault by the Russians. The 1st Battalion of Ukraine's 40th Coastal Defense Brigade, together with the Orion unit, targeted and destroyed Russian boats in the Karen direction, striking with precision and disrupting enemy operations. Russian troops moving along logistic supply routes came under relentless Ukrainian drone attacks. Vehicles carrying soldiers, ammunition, and supplies to the front were targeted one by one. FPV and loitering drones struck with precision, leaving the convoy completely vulnerable. Russian soldiers attempted to hide under a tree, believing they were concealed from aerial observation. However, an approaching FPV drone detected their position and neutralized both soldiers. The Russian mechanized assault toward Kostiantynivka in Donetsk Oblast was halted by the drones and firepower of the 12th Special Operations Brigade, Azov. This marked the beginning of a major operation. Russian forces advancing with tanks, armored vehicles, and BMPs moved directly into an ambush. The first target of the Ukrainian FPV drones was a T-80 tank. Destroying this advanced vehicle was difficult, as its heavy armor withstood multiple drone strikes. Yet after successive attacks, the T-80 sustained serious damage and was forced to retreat. Next, the remaining targets were exposed in the open. A T-72 tank was less fortunate, caught in the middle of open terrain. It came under a relentless series of drone strikes. Unsure which direction to take, the Russian crew was overwhelmed, and the tank was ultimately destroyed. One by one, other Russian assault groups faced the same drone attacks. Unable to counter effectively, Russian forces suffered a decisive setback and retreated from the area.